What is up, everybody? How y'all doing? What is good with you? It's time for your Halloween special. I know I normally do this on Halloween, but I figure I'd rather have this up so that anybody can view it all day long on Halloween. You know, makes a little bit more sense. Anywho, man, can you believe it's already Halloween? That's insane, man. Could have swore just a couple of months ago I was dressed up as Slash. And now I guess I'm a Halloween pumpkin juggalo, I guess. I don't know what you would call this, but anywho. So, you know what to do if you need a personal reading. If you want, you can just go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. I do have a link for that right down here in the description of this video. Most people prefer my general personal readings. They're very inexpensive and budget friendly. I like them because they're so quick, easy, and to the point. If you don't want, you ain't got to ask me nothing. You ain't got to tell me nothing. All you got to do is click what you want read and let me do the rest. I love it. But I do offer a lot more than that. And you can read up on everything that I have to offer on my website, tarotwithrich.com. Link is in the description. All right, let's hop into this. Aries, let's see how the energy's looking between you and the person you're dealing with. Aries, how's it looking? Ooh, High Priestess. Some of you dealing with a Cancer. Hierophant reversed. Strength. Man, we got a lot of major arcana here. So, I mean, it kind of feels to me like somebody wants to make... It kind of feels to me like both of y'all are like waiting on each other. Is that what's going on here? Both of y'all are waiting on each other. You're waiting on them to make a love offer. They're waiting on you. There could be a third party in the mix for some of you. And you know that if the two of you could actually get on the same page at the same time, working towards the same goal, there would be massive potential here. But I don't know what the blockage is. I don't know if there's actually a legitimate blockage blocking the two of you from coming together, or if somebody's just sitting around with their thumb up their ass, refusing to make a decision. But that decision is not being made with the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords. Like for some of you, it could be a third party, or maybe just a third person. It doesn't have to be another lover. It could be their mama shoving her nose where it don't belong. Oh, what you're too good for them. You don't need to be with them. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, whatever the blockage is, it doesn't look like anybody is taking action to overcome that blockage. So with the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords, it's just kind of lingering. I think you're thinking about moving on from this, and you're probably accepting a love offer from a completely different person that has nothing to do with this. I'm thinking you're getting with somebody else. You know, especially, I got a lot of third-party energy in here, dude. I'm not trying to get too specific, but there is so much third-party energy in here. The Three of Swords and the Three of Cups. I know it's not all of you, but especially those of you dealing with a situation where there's a third party, maybe you just are saying, fuck that. I don't need that in my life. Anywho, okay. I'm thinking you're accepting a love offer from somebody completely different. You're probably going to end up in a relationship with somebody completely different. Well, let's get the advice. What's the advice for all Aries? Ooh, Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Boy, I'm going to tell you what. Don't reward shitty behavior. If you're the one who's always giving, after a certain point, you got to pull back on that shit. It's like, no, I'm not going to be the one that just overextends my soul for the rest of my life. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. After a while, you know, you return shitty behavior with shitty behavior. Now, we all have bad days from time to time. I'm talking about over time, you know what I'm saying? Over a 3-month period of time, if I'm the one who's always giving, and I have no ROI, eventually, I'm not rewarding your shitty behavior with, you know, attention and affection and actually trying to make the effort to make things work or whatever the case may be. If they act like you're not a priority, fuck it. Act like they're not a priority then. And if something better does come along, for those of you wondering, because I have a feeling there's a couple of you who already have an idea that there's either another person coming or maybe you're already talking to them. If you're wondering whether or not it's okay or appropriate to walk away from this for something else, you got the green light on that. 100%. 100%. All right. Taurus. How's the energy looking between Taurus and the person they're dealing with? How's it looking? How's it looking? Do-do-do. Uh-oh, 7 of Wands. Boy, somebody guarded. Somebody guarding a heart. Hell yeah. Some of you dealing with a fire sign. 8 of Wands reversed. Could be blocked communication or just little to no communication. Very piss poor communication. Yeah. Oh, man. This looks like silent tension. And whenever you have that silent tension like that, it builds. It ain't going away. It's building. The tension is building and building and building. And I do think that they do keep an eye on you. For some of you, they're giving you the silent treatment. I think they're doing this to you on purpose. They're hoping that it's digging under your skin. But the question is, why? Why? What's the point? What is it that you actually want? It doesn't look like this person is trying to actually be with you. But it does look like it would make them feel really, really good if they knew they could dig up under your skin and own a bunch of space in your head. Which basically comes back to just playing fucking games. Basically, essentially. You know what I'm saying? It would be one thing, and I'm not saying that this would be excusable, but it would be one thing if they had intentions of, well, I'm going to give Taurus the silent treatment, and then Taurus is going to fold and break under pressure and come running and chasing after me, and then we're going to be together. I don't even think they're thinking that far into it. Not really. I don't honestly even think they really know exactly what it is that they want. Lovers cards reversed. So I don't even know. Every time energy like this comes up, I always kind of struggle to figure out how to explain it, where they don't know exactly what they want. They're not trying to build a life with you. They just want to make you miserable, basically. They just want you to be miserable. Why? Because, whoops again. Because they are miserable. That's why. That's why. And this is, hey, this is for everybody. I don't care who you are. Don't care what your sign is. Don't care why you're watching this video. understand that people always want to make you feel how they feel across the board. Once you understand this, the easier life gets. I mean, you won't take nothing personal. People who feel happy and motivated and uplifted, they want to make you happy and motivate you and lift you up, right? People who feel stupid and worthless and insignificant, they want to make you feel stupid, worthless, and insignificant. It's real simple. It's real easy. I think this person just wants you to feel how they feel. For real. I think so. Let's get some advice. What is the advice? Man, I'm going to tell you what. You better put that foot down. You better put that foot down, boy. Yeah, this needs to be closed out somehow, some way. I mean, I honestly recommend that, like, whatever it is, especially those of you who have been on and off with this person. I know that's not all of you, but especially y'all. You need to put your foot down and actually do something different this time. You need to do something different. You need to show them that they don't have that power over you. They need to see it. They need to know it. And this is going to need to be closed out. If I was you, I would be at least ready and willing to dedicate all of 2026 to nothing but healing from and releasing this whole situation. I would, if I was you. At least go into it with that mindset. Now, the funny thing is you go into it with that mindset, and the miracles that start happening in your life as a result of that will make the fact that you healed from it just a little bonus, just a little cherry on top. For real. Man, the open doors of opportunity, the person you will become. Your friends and family will have to get to know you all over again. Makes healing just the cherry on top. That's what I'd be doing if I was you, though. 2026 is going to be that fucking year. It's going to be that year, bro. All right. Gemini. Gemini. How's the energy looking between Gemini and the person they're dealing with, universe? How's it looking? Eight of Pentacles reversed. 3 shuffles. 1 and 2 and 3. Queen of Wands reversed. Okay. Man, you're really starting to feel like this isn't even worth putting forth the work. This is telling me you're starting to lose interest straight up. Some of y'all catching this person in a lie. Or maybe you're hearing something through the grapevine. You know, hearing about some kind of lie or something. Something is happening that, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a switch flips. As soon as you see this thing or you hear this thing or whatever it is made known, boom, it's like a switch flips. And it's like, whoa, you know what? Fuck that. I'm good. And this may come as a surprise to some of you. You may not even be expecting to lose interest in this. But I think something is happening that somehow, some way is showing you this person's true colors. Yeah. And again, for some of you, third party situation. Ooh, I got 3 of them. 3 threes, 3 of cups, 3 of pentacles, 3 of swords. Maybe you're finding out this person ain't nothing but a lying, cheating, deceitful sack of shit. And that's one of them things that, man, you find that out, it's like, whoa, fuck you. Fuck you. I don't know. Let's get the advice. What's the advice? What's the advice for Gemini? Whoa, 10 of Swords. Well, according to that last spread, this is what you're already doing. Let me see if I can figure out how to explain this. In life, doesn't matter what you're dealing with, your romance, money, business, whatever it is, in life, part of the art of climbing the mountain to success is knowing when to throw in the white towel. It's one thing to be loyal. I'm all about loyalty. But the question is, what are you being loyal to? You don't be loyal to disloyalty. You don't show your loyalty to somebody who's fucking you over and lying to you. At that point, you're just fighting a losing battle. There will be times in life and in love and in business and in everything else where you're going to have to pick and choose your battles wisely. There's things worth fighting for. But when it comes to love, the minute you start fighting for it is the minute it's no longer love. When you're fighting for it, that's not love. There is a very definitive line between working on something and fighting for it. A very definitive line. And you know what this is telling me? Emperor, Empress. Boy, I'm going to tell you what. On the other side of this, I think you're going to end up attracting somebody in 2026 that's going to make you look back at this person and not only laugh, but kick yourself in the ass. You're going to be kicking yourself in the ass like, oh my God, what was wrong with me? What was wrong with me? I thought that was the best that I could fucking do? Really? You're going to be laughing and kicking yourself in the ass at the same time. Death card. Learn to identify the difference between when you need to work harder on something versus when the universe is telling you no. That can be tricky, but in love, it's not really all that tricky. Not really. As soon as you discover that you can't trust somebody, or even when you get to the point where you're not sure if you can trust somebody. It's already on the way out, dude. For real, for real. All right, Cancer. Considians. How's the energy looking between Cancer and the person they're dealing with? How's it looking? I guess we're just going for the remainder of 2025, I guess. I don't know. How's the energy looking between Cancer and the person they're dealing with? Queen of Wands reverse for you too. Let me stick that back in the deck. If it's meant to come out, it'll come back out. How's it looking between Cancer and the person they're dealing with? Four of Swords reversed. Hang on. Moon reverse. Seven of Pentacles reverse. Well, I think you're having a battle between ego and intuition. You can't tell whether or not your intuition is picking up on something that's genuinely off about this person, Or maybe for some of you, you highly suspect that they have feelings that they're hiding. But there's some, I don't know, some kind of battle between ego and intuition you got going on in your head. A big battle. Maybe some of you may suspect a third party, but you don't know if that's your intuition. I get that question a lot, actually. Was my intuition correct about a third party in the past? Well, honestly, when it's something in the past, sometimes that can be difficult to dig up that information, depending on where you are on your healing journey. Most of the time, that's not going to help you heal like you think it is, unless you're already on the healing path. Like I had a client on a Zoom call the other day who asked me something like that from the past. But she was already like, she already knew everything she needed to do. I mean, I was like, God damn, I very rarely get clients who already understand the healing process and the healing path, and you're already on it and doing the damn thing. So it very well may, come up for you if you're already on the healing path. But if you're not, then that could be very challenging to dig that up. But some kind of battle between ego and intuition. But when it comes to this whole situation, it doesn't really look like there's any forward movement. We got a super chat. Classic movies and radio shows. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's heart that. There we go. All right. I don't know, though. With the Five of Swords right here, I don't think this is somebody you can trust. I don't think so at all. This is the type of person. Basically, Five of Swords means I'm going to get what I want, and I don't care what I have to do to get it. I don't care who I have to lie to, who I have to steal from, cheat, manipulate, fuck over, throw under the bus. Nothing is below me. I'm going to get my way. That's so. If whatever it is you're suspecting about this person, if they didn't do it, trust me, it's not below them. Like cheating, for example. Just because somebody didn't cheat doesn't necessarily mean they wouldn't. And that's the most important part. Let's get the advice for Cancer. What's the advice? Ooh, the Temperance. Before you think about anything, the number one goal is to return to balance. And see, here's the thing. Have you ever noticed how the thought of healing scares the shit out of people? You ever notice that? And when you tell people you need to focus on healing from this, why would that not be the number one goal after you get hurt? Why would a healing not be the number one goal? Because deep down, your soul knows that when you heal from something, you're going to move on from it, right? Your soul knows that. But here's the trick. It doesn't intrinsically mean that you're moving on from it. Even if you did want to bring somebody back from the past and give it another go, you would still have to heal first, because the primary law is the law of vibration. So if you don't heal, it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to work. If you want to move forward and find somebody else, you're going to attract the same kind of person, same kind of situation. If you bring a person from the past back into your life, it's going to loop around and repeat the same cycle. Why? Because if you don't heal, that means you're still holding on to the vibration, and vibration is the primary law. So before you even think about doing anything, I would dedicate my life to making sure that this person doesn't recognize you energetically, not just appearance-wise. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to go cut your hair and do something crazy, go do that. But just know I'm talking about energetically. Yeah, time to make a solid fucking decision and stand on some business. But I'll say this, though. if you are wanting communication anytime soon, it's going to have to be you that initiates it. And when it all comes down to it, I'm not going to tell you to or not to do that. Because if you really haven't learned what you needed to learn from this situation, you're better off repeating the cycle. Because you're going to repeat the cycle at some point, either with them or the next person you meet. But if I was you, would dedicate my life to healing and transformation, becoming somebody totally different. All right, Leo. Tina, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. How's it looking between Leo and the person they dealing with? Universe. Boom. Star card reversed. Okay. Well, you're starting to lose hope. Starting to lose hope. Honestly, a lot of you don't realize. You don't realize how much healing you're doing, do you? It's telling me that a lot of you are doing way more healing than you know. The funny thing about healing is that most people who think that they're healing are not. And most people who are healing don't realize how much healing they're doing. You know why? Because the healing process is painful. It sucks. It's not fun. And most people think that the healing process is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to feel good. You know, as long as it's hurting less and less and less every day, I'm healing. No, no. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But you're really starting to kind of just lose hope in the whole situation, I think. Now, the person you're dealing with, on the other hand, I think they're putting on a show for you. They really want to replace you. Not only do they want to replace you, but they want you to see them replace you. And for some of you, they want you to think that they've replaced you. They ain't having no success trying to replace you. I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. So what exactly is the issue? I don't know. I don't know if they just can't fucking meet nobody, or no matter who they meet, they just can't connect with nobody, or maybe no matter who they fuck with, it doesn't block you out and drown you out. You're still on the forefront of their mind. Whatever it means, somehow, some way, they are not successfully replacing you. And on the other hand, I think you're just kind of starting to lose hope. And I don't want to say you're completely letting go of it, but it's getting to a point where you're starting to release it, starting to turn your back on it. Releasing it slowly, I think. King of Cups reversed. Yeah, Two of Wands. Man, that's just the favorite goddamn card. Two of Wands, Two of Cups, isn't it? All right. Well, maybe I think this person's waiting for you to let your guard down for some reason. But you're dealing with a very one-sided situation. There is no equal give and take here. There's no teamwork. Let's get some advice. Advice, advice. What is the best advice? What's the advice for Leo? Oh, shit. Don't let your guard down with this person. And you know, I got to be real careful how and when I advise that you actually stay guarded. I would say don't let your guard down. Especially if somebody's waiting for you to let your guard down. That means they got something up their sleeve, don't it? They're going to wait. And now here's the thing. How the hell are they going to know when or if you let your guard down? Basically, they're just going to feel it out. And whenever it feels to them like you should have let your guard down by now, then you might end up hearing from this person. It would depend on how long ago this was. You know, if this was like 6 months, 8 months, a year ago, they may be fixing to possibly see what they can slide in and get away with. They really want to replace you, though. I think their number one fantasy would be to find somebody new and then hit you up or run into you out in public somewhere just to see the look on your face, you know? Don't let your guard down. If I was you, I wouldn't show them any emotion at all. Like none. No happiness, no sadness, no anger, no bitterness, no resentment. Just cold and dry. That's what's going to drive them fucking nuts. I'm going to tell you what. But you know what the best revenge is? And this is for everybody. I don't care who you are. You know what the best revenge is? Healing and success. Move forward, heal, do better, and build a better life. Nothing will dig up under a toxic motherfucker's skin more than seeing you heal and do better. All right. Virgo. Virgo. Virgo, Virgo. How's the energy looking between Virgo and the person they dealing with? Oh, Five of Pentacles reverse. Somebody might be trying to break the silence. No, you know what it is? I think this person's waiting on the right opportunity to break the silence. Yeah. They're waiting on an open door of opportunity. Now, what would most people consider to be an open door of opportunity to break the silence with somebody, especially if things ended badly? What do you think most people would consider to be a good open door of opportunity? A point of vulnerability, right? A point of weakness. Your grandma got sick in the hospital. Your car got repoed. You lost your job. You got broke up with. You got cheated on. You know, they're waiting to see you at a place of boo-hoo vulnerability. And that means that if somebody is waiting for you to be weak and vulnerable before they come forward, that means they plan on manipulating you. And be careful with that. But yeah, I mean, the good news is I'm not seeing an open door of opportunity, which would mean nothing bad is happening to you, right? Ain't nothing bad happening. Or hell, maybe, God forbid, if something does happen, you just don't share it publicly, you know? So, yeah, okay. It's about all I can get out of this. What are their intentions and feelings? It's not even telling me. I'm trying to get all that in the same spread here. Usually when it doesn't tell me, what that kind of indicates to me is they just want to feel you out and see where they stand with you, you know? Just curious to see how you feel. Just curious to see if they still live in your head, to see if you miss them, see if you still want to be with them, you know? Just curious. But here's another thing that drives me a little bit nuts. Okay, so let's say you were to come begging and pleading, I miss you, I love you, and I want to be with you. Okay, well then what? What after that? then what? They're not thinking that far into it. They don't actually have intentions of what they would do if they found out. It's just like they want their suspicions validated. Like they want to scratch an itch, you know? They suspect that you still love, miss them, and want to be with them. And they just want to validate that. But they're not thinking about what they would do if they did validate it, you know? They'd probably, honestly, somebody like this, they'd probably just play with it. They'd probably just play with it just to make themselves feel better. Childish shit, man. All right, let's get the advice. What is the advice for Virgo? Ooh, Judgment reversed. Oh, that's interesting. Hang on. Let's get 3 shuffles. There's 1, 2, and 3. Ooh. Okay, I gotta be kind of careful how I give this advice. Because how long you and this person have been separated plays a major role in this advice. I'm thinking that the majority of you who resonate with this message are dealing with a situation that's at least longer than 6 months old, 6 months or longer. If you're dealing with a situation that ended 6 months ago or longer, I think that here before the year is over, a closure message is going to be appropriate. A closure message. And I haven't talked about this in a while. There's a lot of new faces in here since the last time I talked about this. A closure message, all that means is you're clearing the air and clearing the energy. That's all it means. All it means. It doesn't mean anything but I'm cleaning the energy. If you have intentions of this conversation going a certain way as a result of me sending you this message, don't do it. It's not a conversation. I'm not starting a conversation with you. I'm clearing the air. If you have hopes or expectations of something other than closure happening as a result of this conversation, don't do it. This isn't a conversation. I don't care how or if you respond. Honestly, when I do it, I would rather you not respond. I'm not hoping to get a certain response from you. I'm not hoping for something specific to happen. I'm not hoping to bring you back into my life. I am letting you know for no good reason other than simply for the sake of you knowing that the air is clear on my end. I hold no ill will towards you. I'm not mad at you. I apologize for my part. I forgive you for your part. Just letting you know, the air is clear. And then once you do that, you want to step back and wait. Because it's going to take a while for the energy to be wiped clean and clear. Usually takes a couple of months. And I'm going to tell you, if you can do that and wait and be patient, for me, every time I do it, for some reason, 2 months is the magic number. After 2 months, I stop. I feel it out, I think about it, and I feel a massive energetic shift. But see, here's the thing. Even if you did want to bring someone back into your life, you would still have to clear that old energy out. So it doesn't intrinsically mean that you're putting the final nail on the coffin. It means I'm clearing the energy. So no matter what I choose to do, I'm not going to be holding this shitty energy anymore. If I want to move forward and find somebody better, I'm not carrying this energy with me. If I want to bring you back into my life, I want the energy to be clear. Right? Now, for those of you dealing with a relatively recent situation, do the best you can not to judge the situation. There's going to be a part of your healing journey where you have to ride the wave. It sucks. I don't like it either. If there was something special you could do to flip a switch and make things better overnight, I'd be the first one to tell you. I'm still trying to fucking figure it out. But if this is less than 6 months, it's still relatively fresh. Do the best you can to maintain an open heart and an open mind. You know, we all love to say everything happens for a reason, right? We all love to say that. But it's easy to say that when things are going good. When everything's going good, money's going good, love life going good, everything in life is going good. It's easy to look back and see that everything happened for a reason. But when you're in the middle of something hurtful, oh, everything happening for a reason will go flying out the window real quick, don't it? It's hard. Oh, it's real hard. But you hold that. I'm trusting that this is happening for a reason. As long as it's out of your control. I'm not advising that anybody just roll over, surrender, and be lazy. Determine whether or not it's out of your control. I'm telling you, a very powerful philosophy to live by. If it's out of my control, I trust that it's part of the plan. It doesn't mean just be lazy and don't do nothing. Do your best. Do everything that you can. Give all you've got. And if it's still fighting against you, it's out of my control. All right, universe, dude. I have no idea why you did this, but I'm trusting that you did it for a reason. I look forward to the day that you finally reveal to me why you did this. And sometimes you have to hold that for a long time. I've had to hold that for 4 years before the universe finally went, hey, look, check it out now. And you look back and you're like, oh, duh. Right on, touche, universe, okay. And you look back on it and it all makes sense. Sometimes you got to step out of the way and let the universe do what it's got to do. You know, that's a real spiritual path. This is for everybody out there. That's the spiritual path. Spiritual people, manifestors, people who have a good relationship with the universe, they don't have it all figured out. They don't have nothing figured out. The only thing they've figured out is how to step out of the way and let the universe work for them. I have no idea what's going on right now or why it's happening. But all I know is I'm going to step out of the way, let the universe do what it's got to do, and eventually it's going to serve my highest good. Now, if I get in there and start trying to control it and fight it and force it and fight it and control it and force it and fight it, then I'm going to sabotage it. But if things are happening out of my control and I just step back and say, all right, then universe, and let the universe do what it's got to do, it always comes back around to serve my highest good. Always. Every time. All right. Libra. Libra, Libra. How's it looking between Libra and the person they dealing with? Libra and the person they're dealing with. How's it looking? How's it looking for the rest of the year? Ooh, Two of Swords reversed. You know what that looks like to me? That looks like a final decision being made with the Libra card jumping out first thing directly after that. That means making a final decision to make a head over heart decision. Yeah, you putting your foot down and standing on business. Now, for some of you, a love offer is going to be made. For some of you. I got a few different storylines here. The first one that's yelling at me, a love offer is being made. And some of you want to so bad, but you putting your foot down and standing on goddamn business, making a head over heart decision to turn your back on this. Especially if you've been on and off with this person. But yeah, I think that you're just catching them in a lie, or just starting to realize just how untrustworthy they are. Either way, though, but I feel like a lot of you aren't expecting this, but you have a whole new love offer waiting right around the corner. I think this person right here has been serving as a blockage that's been preventing something better from coming in. And you have to make the decision. You can't just do it because I tell you to. You can't just do it to make your family happy. You have to literally look at the situation and say, no, I'm better than that. I deserve better than that. I don't need that shit in my life. I'm not going to have that in my life. I will be alone before I continue to disrespect myself by clinging to a person like this. When you make a decision that aligns with your highest good, especially a hard decision, a painful decision that you don't want to make, but you're doing it because you know that's what needs to be done, you're going to level up. And a lot of y'all are about to unexpectedly level up. But not until you surrender and throw in the white towel and release things that are not serving your highest good, especially those of you who have been spinning in circles with this person. Well, damn, that don't sound like it needs advice. Let's see if any advice wants to come in. Any advice for Libra? Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. Okay. I'm going to explain this very carefully. And there's nothing arbitrary about the words that are about to come out of my mouth. Don't live in fear of being alone. Okay, notice how I said that. I didn't say go be alone. That's not what I said. I did not say that. I didn't say go be by yourself and isolate yourself away from everybody and be alone. Unless you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not what I'm saying. I said don't live in fear of being alone. This has to do with your vibrational state. Living in fear of being alone is living in a lack vibration. It's a lack vibration. See, in this dimension that we live in, what is the most intense, persistent illusion of being a human? The illusion of separation, right? You don't have to spend 10 minutes in the spiritual community before you hear somebody say we're all connected, we're all one, right? So what does that mean? That means you are never alone, ever, ever. You're not alone. You're not incomplete. You don't have another half because you're not incomplete. So when we live in fear of being alone, what that means is the illusion of separation is very loud and persistent. The illusion of separation is created by a really fucking low vibration. That's how it's created. Your vibration is astronomically low. And it creates the illusion that you're separate, isolated, apart from everyone. Don't live in fear of being alone. Again, that doesn't mean go be alone. There's nothing wrong with having a big circle of friends and family, and you could be married to your divine life partner. But what not living in fear of being alone means is I don't need another person to create my happiness for me. I don't need a lover. I don't need a family member. I don't depend on people to create my happiness for me. Nothing wrong with having a bunch of people in your life. Hell no, man. Absolutely not. But when we walk in fear of being alone, we're walking in a lack vibration. And when we're walking in that lack vibration, our life is going to continue to manifest situations, scenarios, relationships, friendships that harmoniously resonate with that lack vibration. And also, too, I'm going to tell you what. You better not fuck with somebody that's not afraid of being alone. You will lose every time. That's one of the easiest ways to manipulate somebody is get somebody who's terrified of being alone. Then you got them wrapped around your fucking pinky, dude. But when somebody ain't scared of being alone, you can't manipulate them. You can't play fucking games with them. You're going to lose every time. You will lose every fucking time. And then eventually, if you stay in that frequency long enough, you're going to attract another person who's not afraid of being alone. And when two people come together who are so sick of playing fucking games that they're not afraid of being alone, that is a force to be reckoned with. That is the biggest breath of fresh air you will ever take in your life. Because you know they're not fucking playing games with you. They know you're not playing games with them. For real. For real, for real. All right. Scorpio. Happy birthday to my Scorpios, by the way, y'all. Y'all been having a good Scorpio season. Fucking Mercury pre-shadow, but other than that, hell yeah, Scorpio. I love Scorpio season. I love it. Here we are. We're in the dead center of fall. I love it. Let's see how it's looking between Scorpio and the person they dealing with. Fool card reversed. Well, this person's a little bit too scared, a little bit too chicken shit to come forward. Why is that? Seven of Pentacles reversed. Man, Lover's card. Woo! Man, both of y'all still feel a strong-ass connection, though, right? Oh, both of y'all feel this. Yes, you do. I feel like there's some of you wondering whether or not you're just making this up in your head. Convinced that they still feel the connection like you do. But as time goes on, you're starting to second guess. Well, maybe I'm just making that up in my head. No, you ain't. Oh, yeah, they feel it too. 100%. But they're a little bit scared to come forward. But for some reason, it's not really telling me why. Usually, when that energy comes through, something else comes out behind it. Like they're afraid you're still mad at them. They're afraid that it would turn into a fight. I don't know. It's not telling me. The only thing that I think I could kind of, sort of use to guess why they're afraid is that maybe you intimidate them. Maybe in their mind, they think they know what you would say and they don't want to hear you say it. I don't know. But both of y'all still feel this strong-ass connection and nobody's doing nothing. So, we got a really strong karmic tie here. But ain't nobody doing nothing. Ain't nobody doing nothing. Silent tension. And not only that, too, but For some reason, looking at you, they are pretty well convinced that you have no desire to see or speak to them. And for some of you, it looks like you've moved on and are doing 10 times better than you ever dreamed of doing with them. So, of course, there we go. I was wondering if that was going to come out. So that would be kind of embarrassing. If you've improved your life so much, them coming back around would be embarrassing. I don't know why they feel that way. Hopefully you have. Hopefully they feel that way because it's true, but I don't know. At least that's the way they see it. Maybe they're just projecting. I don't know. All right. Well, let's get some advice. What's the advice? What we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach. So you get what we had here last week, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it. I got any Guns N' Roses fans? I don't like this any more than you men. What's the advice for Scorpio? Hermit reversed. Why is that the same thing that came out for Libra? Hang on. Let me stick that back in the deck. I don't want to just tell you the same damn thing I told Libra. Oh, what's this? Oh, the Temperance. Okay. Well, okay. Ask yourself this. And ask yourself this. This is a conversation between you and you. I don't care what you tell me. It doesn't matter what your friends think. Doesn't matter what your family thinks. Ask yourself this. Could this person trigger me if they tried? Could they? If they wanted to, could they? If the answer is yes, they could, you might want to spend a little bit more time away from them. You might. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That doesn't make you less of a spiritual person. Matter of fact, that's the most spiritual decision that you can make, is being honest with yourself about your vibration and acting accordingly. I'm not going to put myself in a situation around a person that's going to trigger me. I'm not going to put myself around somebody if I know that all they got to do is say one wrong thing and I'm going to break their fucking jaw. I'm not going to do that. I'm staying away from you. Ask yourself that. Could this person trigger me? If yes, hey, spend a little bit more time healing. If no, though, if not, I feel like there's a couple of you who have done enough healing to be able to keep your cool and maintain composure. In which case, closure. Give them closure. I mean, you have to actually be feeling that. What sign was that? Libra? Or I don't remember who I was telling this to a minute ago. But a closure message. Just closure. Nothing more, nothing less. I want to let you know that the air is clear on my end. Just want to let you know that. It's not a conversation. I don't hope you respond a certain way. I actually prefer that you don't respond. I'm just letting you know the air is clear on my end. And with the Death card, that'll close this out. Eventually. It may take a little bit. As long as your energy and intentions are on point, it may take a little bit. But if you was to shoot this person a closure message, say tonight, and your energy and intentions are on point. Oh, and let me add one more thing too. One thing I've learned over the past few months is that I think some people kind of misunderstand what I'm talking about when I say that. I don't mean that if this is somebody you broke up with last week, that you write them a closure message. The energy is not sufficient for closure after a week. I'm talking about as a last case scenario. A last case scenario. after months, years, you've been healing and transmuting and meditating and reflecting and healing and transmuting and reflecting and meditating. And you've released so much energy, but there's still a pesky little energy thread that attaches you to this person. And you've been trying and trying and trying and trying, and you just can't untangle that son of a bitch. That's when you shoot the closure message. Okay, the energy has to be on point. If you just broke up a week, 2 weeks ago, oh no, the energy is still a fucking too much of a shit show to close it out. But for those of you who resonate with this message, like if this is something that came to an end like back in January or spring or hell, maybe even 6 months ago, you could close this out easily. Very, very easily. And come 2026, you wouldn't even expect it, dude. You wouldn't even expect it. You're going to start noticing a vibrational shift. You're going to start moving in a much higher, lighter, happier vibration, just generally speaking. Then the next thing you know, something comes into your life that almost seems a little bit too good to be true, honestly. There's the damn hermit again. So I'll tell you the same thing I told Libra. Don't live in fear of being alone. That doesn't mean go be alone. It means don't live in fear of being alone, okay? All right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Doo-doo-doo. Appreciate y'all for hitting that like button. That's cool. I was about to ask y'all a minute ago, and I forgot. It looks like y'all done did that. Can we get just a few more, just like 50 more likes? Appreciate y'all, man. And thank you to, it looks like, Jordan and my lovely wife for moderating. I do appreciate my moderators, man. I see y'all down there working overtime. I appreciate y'all's efforts, man. It doesn't go unnoticed. All right. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. How's it looking between Saggy and the person they dealing with? Boom. Ooh, the Hierophant. Okay, some of you dealing with a Taurus. Whoa, closure. Closure. Wow, look at this. Looks like you're closing out a karmic cycle here. It's looking to me like a love offer is being made. Still a little bit of tension. Little bit of tension. But it's looking like closure is happening here. I don't know who's doing it. But we got Queen of Wands, King of Wands. So I think this is actually setting the stage. Now I got to be careful how I word this. This is setting the stage for reconciliation to happen successfully if you want. It's setting the stage for it. For those of you who haven't really been listening to any of the other signs, healing and closure doesn't intrinsically mean the final nail is in the coffin. That's not what it means intrinsically. What it means is the energy is clear. No matter what you want to do, you have to clear the energy. The primary law is the law of vibration. So if my relationship comes to an end today and I hold that energy with me and I do nothing with it, 6 months down the line, if I try to find somebody new, I'm going to attract a vibrational match to the energy that I'm holding, which is just going to repeat the same cycle. Or if I want to bring someone from the past back and try to give it another go, and I'm holding the same energy that I walked away with, it's going to loop around and repeat the same cycle. So you may not even be really trying to do this. I don't even know if this is your goal or your intention, but with the 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, King and Queen of Wands, this is setting the stage to where reconciliation could happen successfully. Oh, and Emperor and Empress. Look at that. Look at that. Emperor, Empress, King and Queen of Wands, 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. This is setting the stage where the two of you could reconcile successfully if you wanted to. Okay. Let's see what signs I have on the table here. I have Taurus, Aries, Leo. Is that it? Yep, that's it. All right, could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let's see what the advice is. What's the advice? High Priestess reverse. Monitor the energy, monitor the frequency. Don't forget to reach back in the past and grab some wisdom when you need to. This is the hard thing to explain. You don't want to live your life in the past. I'm not saying project your image of the future through the lens of the past. I'm not saying that. But I am saying when it's appropriate, know how and when to reach back in the past and grab some wisdom and use that when it's appropriate. Take things slowly. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Don't be in a big hurry to jump in head first and do anything willy-nilly. Put your foot down and stand on business. That's my favorite Queen of Wands card. I love that. Isn't that badass? Yeah. So you want to let someone in slowly. Ooh, and the Temperance. That's you right there, boo-boo. Some of you dealing with a fellow Saggy. Also have Cancer here. You want to be able to watch carefully to make sure a genuine energetic change is happening between the two of you. And that's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take some time. Because most of the time when a reconciliation is attempted, one, the other, or both of you, of course you're leading with your best foot forward. You know? Of course. But how long does it take to see somebody's true colors bubble up to the surface? Psychology says 90 days. Now, this would depend on how much time you're spending around them. You know, so if you're not really interacting with them very often, then this could take a lot longer. But if you are consistently talking to someone, hanging out with them, dating them, fucking them, like on a regular daily basis, within a 90-day period, a person's true colors will start to bubble up to the surface. So I want to make sure you're watching that. Here's what you want to watch. You want to watch their other areas and aspects of life. I'm not just paying attention to what you tell me. Of course you're going to paint yourself up to be this amazing person to me. I'm going to watch how you treat everybody else. That's what I'm watching. Are you honest to your friends and family? Are you talking shit behind your friends' backs? Are you running behind your family's back and telling their secrets? If I hear you say these words, shh, don't tell anyone I said this. I'm not supposed to say anything. I don't fucking trust you. I don't trust you. I ain't telling you shit. Ever. Ever. So that's what I'm watching. I want to see not just if I can trust you. I want to see if everybody else can trust you. Because if you lying and sneaking and bullshitting and being two-faced to your friends and your family and everybody else, that means you're going to do it to me too. So just take the time to observe whether or not somebody is truly genuinely growing and evolving. Okay? All right. That was Saggy, right? Was that Sagittarius? Yeah, okay. Capricorn. Whoops. Capricorn. Capricorn. Doo-doo-doo. Capricorn, how's it going between you and the person you're dealing with? Three of Pentacles reversed. Man, y'all just don't make a very good team. There's not a lot of teamwork here. Ooh, I'm feeling like a love offer's being made, though. Ooh, a love offer's being made. Yup. Are you making the love offer? Is that what's going on here? Kind of feeling like communication and a love offer's happening. I think so. And you're wondering whether or not the two of you can actually be a team. It still kind of looks like things are a little bit one-sided. And somebody here, I don't know who, I have a feeling it's the person you're dealing with, still has their options open. Could be you too, possibly, or maybe both of you. Maybe both of you are going to acquiesce to a love offer while simultaneously entertaining the idea that the grass may possibly be greener on the other side somewhere. It feels to me like reconciliation is being attempted, though. I think so. And so far in the short term, it's looking good. It is looking good in the short term. It's moving awful quick, too. Moving real quick. And for the short term, so far, it's looking good. But this energy right here concerns me. This energy better be cleared up, like, quick. And if this energy isn't cleared up within the first month, I'm going to tell you what, it's going to slam into a brick wall at some point. If you go into any connection with any person with backup plans, if it doesn't work with you, maybe this person or that person, or maybe I'll keep my options open. I still got my dating profile up there just in case. You know, I'm not changing my relationship status on social media yet. Not posting no selfies with you because I got backup plans just in case this don't work. That's destined for failure. Destined. You'd be lucky to hold that together 6 months. But let's grab some advice. So far in the short term, it's looking good. Some of you dealing with a Pisces. Also have Virgo and Leo. What's the advice? What is the advice? Oh, be careful. This is happening quick. Don't let the swift, quick movement of the situation distract you from paying attention to the energy between the two of you. Right? Because you see that happen, man. Two people come back together. You know, it creates that explosion of fireworks and, wow, you know, and it just starts moving real quick. Next thing you know, you wake up one day and we're right where we left off. Right where we left off the day before we broke up, right? Because no genuine energetic change was made. And before you know it, we're right back where we left off. So I don't really want to say take things slow, but I do want to say if things are moving fast, don't let that pull the wool over your eyes. Don't let that pull the wool over your eyes, dude. All right. And hey, if you start, the minute you start seeing that same old ass energy bubbling up to the surface, the minute you start seeing that, be careful. Be real careful. You want to catch that. You want to stop that in its tracks right there. Because you start seeing that old energy bubbling up to the surface, that means you're taking that old timeline. All right. Aquarius. Aquarius. How's the energy looking between Aquarius and the person they're dealing with? How's it looking? How's it looking between Aquarius and the person they're dealing with? How's it looking? How's it looking? How's it looking? Oh, 10 of Cups reversed. Well, it doesn't look like y'all are making it to happily ever after status right now. Boom, Lovers card reversed. I mean, it doesn't even really feel like the connection is there like it once was. Whatever it was that happened, put a permanent fucking dent in the connection between the two of you. Whatever it was. I think one person feels this much more strongly than the other person. And I would imagine, well, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to speculate. I know this person's curious as hell to want to know how you feel. Oh, they keep a very close fucking eye on you. If they're able to, they watch every damn thing you do. Whether you have a social media that can be stalked, or if they just try to get information through the grapevine. You know, maybe some of you are dealing with somebody that knows people who know people who know people who know you or your family or whatever. They make a really, really, really strong concerted effort to keep tabs on you. And I think, honestly, it drives them a little bit nuts sometimes, wondering how you feel about them. Honestly, it kind of feels to me like the thought that you could just move on from this, like, eats them alive. They don't want to see you move on from this. But I'm not seeing anything here that indicates they want to be with you either, though. So that's where it's like, well, then what the fuck? You know? They're playing it off. They don't want you to know that they have nearly the feelings that they have. They don't want you to know how much space you take up in their head. But they don't want to be with you. So, what the fuck, you know? Doesn't look like much is happening here, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't look like it. Looks like another classic case of silent tension. But like I said, it's to a point now where I think even, I honestly feel, I'm gonna see the advice here in a minute, but just feeling this out intuitively, this kind of feels like one of them situations where reconnecting with this person might actually be beneficial to you. It very well may be. Because you have the version of them burned into your brain that you observed through your old lens through which you've used to view the world. The snapshot that you took of this person the last time you saw him was taken through the old lens. You have a new lens on now. You don't even view the world the same, let alone this person. If you was to come back together with this person, or just connect with them or have a conversation with them, you would probably let go of this by accident. You wouldn't even realize it. You'd probably walk away from that like, oh, I'm glad I dodged that bullet. What the fuck? Well, okay, let's see what signs I have here. Some of you dealing with a Leo. I also have Gemini, Leo again. Taurus. Excuse me. And that's it. All right. Could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let's get the advice. Advice for Aquarius. Thank y'all for hitting that like button. Appreciate you. What's the advice? Man, if only you knew how much power you actually have over this situation. If only you knew. That's the hard part here, is getting you to see that. I think the biggest problem with a lot of you is you have no clue how much power you have. This person has successfully wrestled the perception of power into their hands when you're really the one with the power in this situation. And if only you were able to see that. That's why I think for some of you, I think a conversation with this person could be beneficial. As long as it's been long enough. If this is somebody you walked away from last week, no, that doesn't apply to you. You need to spend a little bit more time, letting the dust settle, getting your thoughts and your emotions together. But if this is somebody who y'all been living in each other's heads for the last 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years, if this is something that happened back during the goddamn pandemic, though, oh, you have no idea how much power you have here. And the minute you realize it, the whole tables will turn. The tables will turn. You will leap into a new frequency. Boom, quantum leap. So, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you to do and not to do. I don't know. I think some of y'all might need to have a conversation with this person. I think that would really help a lot of you release this. And you may not even believe me. You may not think you'll ever release this. But those of you who are standing right there in the right energetic space, you have a conversation with this person, you're going to let go of it by accident. And then you're going to make a quantum leap into a new vibrational frequency. And something's going to come in that's going to be almost too good to be true. But it ain't. Open doors of opportunity are going to happen that are going to blow your fucking mind in 2026, yo. All right, Pisces. How's it looking for Pisces and the person they dealing with? Pisces, 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 Pisces. 3 of Wands reversed. Oh, shit. Well, it's kind of looking like somebody's turning their back on this. Somebody is. Who is that? Is that you? Could be a third-party situation for some of you. Damn, dog. Death card. Death card, bro. So I don't think that this is a completed soul contract. I normally don't talk about soul contracts on my main channel. I try not to. But I think some of you need to hear this. Just because a soul contract is not complete does not mean that the door is open for the two of you to continue working on it. Oh, no. Oh no. I see it happen all the time with my personal clients in my personal readings. A soul contract is incomplete, but the energy is so fucked up between the two of you that the universe will step in and intervene. The universe doesn't always intervene, but it'll intervene if your safety is in jeopardy, if your life is in jeopardy, or if your whole soul's mission and your life path and your soul's plan is in jeopardy. Like if keeping this person in your life will jeopardize your soul's mission and your whole fucking life path, then yes, the universe will intervene and say, no, not in this lifetime. No, no. Come back and try it in the next lifetime. You got a mission. You have a higher calling. You have an assignment. Here in the future, I got an assignment for you. And keeping this person in your life is going to sabotage that. That's what I'm thinking is happening here for a lot of you. A whole lot of you. Some of you dealing with a Scorpio. I also have Cancer, Libra. Okay, well, damn, dog. I can't think of any other way to spin that spread. That's about all I can get out of that right there, dude. Can't think of anything else to say about it. Man, there's that third party situation card again. There it is. Thank you, Catherine, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. Let's give it a heart. Whoops. Whoops. Why ain't it letting me? There we go. All right. Okie dokie. Well, shit. I guess let's see what advice will come through here. What's the advices for Pisces? Yeah, man, Hangman reverse. So I think a lot of you can feel deep down in your soul that you have a higher calling. And a whole lot of people here in the coming months and years are about to start answering their highest calling. Because we moving into a whole new world, y'all. A new world where damn near everybody's going to be answering a higher calling. Now, here's the thing. You know that before you planned your life and incarnated into this lifetime, you set up a vast multiplicity of backup plans just in case anything else went wrong. You know that, right? You know that you have all these other members of soul family and soulmates and friends on the other side that, you know, backup plans are already put in place. The universe will absolutely bring somebody into your life to fill the space and play the role if somebody else fucked that assignment up. So if you, for example, have a higher calling that you and your partner are supposed to answer together, which you see that a lot, a whole lot, and the person you initially selected to play that role fucked it all up, don't you underestimate for a minute the universe's ability to say, all right, fuck that, time for you to step in, and could bring somebody better than the one that you had picked out. If you let the universe do what it's got to do, man, the universe can do things better than you ever dreamed of doing them. Sometimes you just got to trust that process. Don't try to overthink it right now. Don't try to figure it out. You're not going to be able to figure it out. A spiritual path is a trust and faith-based path. I'm not talking religion. Faith and trust means I don't really know what the fuck's going on. I don't really know. But I'm trusting that the universe has a bigger plan. So I am not going to continue forcing and fighting and forcing and fighting and forcing and fighting and forcing and fighting. How many times do I have to repeat the cycle before I accept the fact that the universe is telling me no? How many times I got to let the universe slam the door in my face before I accept the fact that the universe is telling me no? I think, like I said, a lot of you are about to answer a higher calling, a much higher calling. The universe is trying to take the trash out for you so you can answer that higher calling. Take a step back, let the universe do what it's got to do, and trust the process. Again, I was saying this earlier, that doesn't mean be lazy and don't do nothing, right? Trusting the process and letting the universe do what it's got to do doesn't mean don't do nothing. It means do your best. Give it all you've got. And if you do that, and the universe is still fighting against you, and you try it this way, and that way, and this way, and that way, and up way and down way, and all the way around way, and the universe is still fighting against you, well, that sounds to me like the universe is telling me no. So, all right then, universe, dude, it's on you then. I done tried everything. I tried everything, and you still fought against me, so you show me what it is that you're really trying to do. This is on you. You take the wheel. And you hold that trust and that faith. And hold it. Sometimes you got to hold it for a long time. Sometimes you got to hold it for a long time. Couple years type shit. And it will never let you fall to the wayside. Okay? All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that all my signs of the zodiac needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description. Hope everybody who's celebrating has a happy Halloween. Be safe. Don't do nothing stupid. Okay? And let's finish up wrapping up 2025. And man, let's start 2026 with a bang. How's that? All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.